Hi, I'm Troy Ruth, CEO of Ruths and Dr. I'm really excited to have this opportunity to introduce you to Dr. Mark Zoback, our technical advisor with a focus on geomechanics. We're really excited to bring together geomechanics and machine learning to help better understand our development strategies for unconventional resources. And operators right now use the data pad or science pad to experiment and better understand both what nature is handing them and then how they can exploit it. So one of the things we're really focused on is how can we better leverage the information we're getting from a science pad? How can we set it up better to begin with?
Right.
And then how do you leverage that information coming back to build proxies for future development?
Science pads provide a remarkable opportunity. It's really the only opportunity you have to really test new ideas and to really think deeply about what's happening in the reservoir and what selection of parameters is optimal. I think the key to the science pad is the planning that goes on ahead of time, building the right sort of geomechanical model, developing engineering concepts that are going to help you optimize within that which geology presents to you and you can't change, then monitoring what's going on during the science pad in sort of new and innovative ways, taking what you learn and then using machine learning, the tools you have in Petro.ai to then interrogate all the data that's available to test those learnings. Coming up then, the final step is to come up with a new plan, and then through the process of sort of an economic analysis, comparing that new plan against its expected performance through reservoir simulation, you convince yourself that, hey, economically it makes sense, and then you're ready to go.
And that process is a very unique process for each company and each asset, because they may need to experiment with different completion techniques, or they may have different parts of the zone to develop that's strategic to them. And so when we thought about how do we bring this to market, we broke it down into two pieces. The first is the training course, where you've worked to take a lot of these major principles and put that into a bow where you walk through all of these key things that you need to think about. And there's no one size fits all when it comes to actually how to design it. But where we brought Petro.ai in is it can ingest all these data types. So maybe you experimented with perforation size. Maybe you experimented with different types of fluid in the frac job. Maybe you changed the amount of proppant you're putting in. We can ingest all those different data types in and set it up for analysis. And I think that's what's important, because each team is asking good questions, and we want to help them think through what questions should they ask, and then maybe give them some tools and different types of data that they can answer that question with. And at the core, that's really what we're focused on bringing to the market.
So you have to kind of bring all of this together, integrate it, and make the right decisions, based on all of these considerations. And it's not an easy thing to do. And you're juggling a dozen balls in the air at the same time, and you've got to pay attention to all of them. And that's what the power of Petro.ai is, combined with these geomechanical principles that we're talking about. One of the challenges of unconventional development is that many wells are being drilled very quickly and as efficiently as possible. That prevents a sort of an iterative trial and error kind of process from being part of everyday activity. So these science pads are very unique. That's your opportunity to try new things, to think about them, and they have to be planned, carried out, and tested as completely as possible. But having all of these wells that have already been drilled creates a gold mine of data, right? And that gold mine of data can inform us if we know what questions to ask.